Yo, what's good, y'all? Today I'm kind of excited because, you know, the ending of The Last Dance occurred, and Michael Jordan is by far my favorite player. He is the GOAT to me, and it's just good to revisit those events, even though for most of it I wasn't alive, to be honest. But, you know, as a kid I always used to watch Michael Jordan like on YouTube, and then, you know, my father would always tell me that like he's the best, and, you know, I'll go look at like old film and watch those Hall of Fame classic videos, you know, games of, you know, playoffs, and watch people pick up people full court, which you don't really see today, to be honest. But, you know, I still appreciate the game today, but it's a lot different. But here's what I took away from the documentary The Last Dance, and yeah, man, let's get it. Alright, y'all, so the first thing I had to take away from The Last Dance is the amount of coverage that Jordan got back in the day, and the Bulls in general, but mainly Michael Jordan, right? And this is in the age of like no social media, so that means like no Twitter, no cell phones to catch like, you know, extra footage of something, all that. And then he was still like super busy, you know what I'm saying? I just wonder, like with that, right, even though he had a lot to he still had a lot to deal with, and it looks like he's just like drained out all the time. I'm pretty sure LeBron has it like that today, plus even more, but he kind of embraces it more because, you know, he's bored in this era. I don't know if he would be able to handle all of that, because for him it just seemed like they're swarming him 24/7, right? Because as great as LeBron is, you know what I'm saying, we've seen LeBron lose a lot, and, you know, Jordan lost as well, but Jordan in his prime, and I'm talking about the 90s, we didn't really see him lose. And with social media, Jordan would probably be, I don't know, he'd probably go crazy, because I feel like back then, especially with his like gambling issue, if we had a cell phone, someone to snap a picture of him in the like gambling, he'd probably go crazy, bro. He'd probably retire again, you know what I'm saying? So like another time. So it's kind of weird. I wonder how he would deal with like social media today. But yeah, that's the first thing I noticed, is that like coverage back then, even though coverage was not like how it was now, but coverage back then was definitely, especially for the Bulls, it was something crazy. So alright, so the second thing that I noticed is, I used to know about the Jordan rules, I looked it up, but just seeing like a montage of it just makes it look way worse, you know what I'm saying? And the amount of beating that, you know, these guys had to play with back in the day is just crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then you can steer your opponents, you know what I'm saying, with hand checking. You know, we don't have that today. You can't put your hands on someone and steer them like that. And the amount of contact, and these were like common fouls, so that, you know, that just, I don't know, they're playing football, you know what I'm saying, at that point. And it's crazy, you know, the amount of contact that you have to deal with. And I don't know of anyone who would try to like overcome that today, you know what I'm saying? Not that they would try, but I don't know if they'd be able to. But the amount of contact back then, and, you know, this goes back to the 80s too, you know, they were fighting like with like blows, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you do a closed fist now, it's like an immediate suspension, and you swing with that. So the fact that they would fight, and then they'd probably get like a fine or something, but they would be there the next game, which is weird to me. Well, I think they should bring back like some type of physicality, like just a little bit more physical. And then, but no hand checking though. Hand checking is just like, that's cheating, because you're pushing your you know, opponent, whatever. They can't really move. Oh, another thing I took away from the documentary, which I already knew, to be honest, because I still remember that one Chameleonaire story of him going up to Michael Jordan, but Jordan isn't necessarily a nice guy per se, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I knew that the whole time, but just seeing it, you know, play out, and him get on people a little bit, you know, really made me think, and really made me like appreciate him, to be honest. And all he wanted to do was just win, you know what I mean? And he did whatever it took to win. And you know, I admire that, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that every single day, you know, because some people are too soft to, you know, go up to you and talk to you. And then if they don't like you, then, you know, you're out, type of stuff. For him, you have to earn his respect, you know, and I don't think anyone is really like that today. I think the closest one is like Westbrook. Yeah, that mentality is definitely different. The way that he was able to teach his teammates at the same time too, like it wasn't just him like just like screaming at them. He was trying to make them better every time, and that's essentially what Jordan does. He's just trying to make people better, you know what I'm saying? They have a better career, you know. But yeah, it is what it is, man. You can't baby everyone. The fourth thing I took away from this documentary is that Jordan essentially retired in his prime and then came back and won 3. That doesn't happen. Like, can you picture LeBron today? LeBron in his Miami years. Let's say it's Miami, because a lot of people like to say Miami's his prime. Miami, like in the second year of Miami, retire and then come back and then win 3 the next year. Is that possible? You know what I'm saying? Can anyone do that? You know, 3 in a row. Let alone LeBron didn't win 3 in a row. But, you know, I'm not trying to compare LeBron. I'm just trying to put it in perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's just unheard of. But a lot of people like to say that there wasn't a lot of comp, which I agree to a certain degree. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like any team is like the Warriors, because no team is like the Warriors, you know what I'm saying? But to me, from the eye test, the comp, very, very similar. Different play styles, of course, but I think that the comp was right above the level. Like, let me just say this, you know what I'm saying? Like, he beat 60-win teams, bro. Like, you just don't beat 60-win teams and then act like they're garbage. No, it's not the case, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's kind of crazy to come back playing a whole different sport and then come back and then play basketball again. You just don't do that and then just win, you know? But I'm gonna just say this, like his prime, I'm gonna say his best year, probably the Barcelona. I would say that's his prime in terms of playing basketball and like skill level, because he still has his athletic ability. He can still shoot and stuff, obviously. But yeah, no, I'm gonna say that's his prime, like 90, 91, 92. So last thing I took away from this documentary is that Jordan is the GOAT, greatest of all time. From my perspective, I don't see anyone doing that. Just eye test too. I don't see anyone replicate that. Like, guys today are athletic, of course, like they're super athletic, but skill combined with athleticism, like moving like that, defense too, I just don't see it. Until I see it, I'll admit it, but the eye test is not telling me that anyone is better than him, to be honest. And you know, it's not a bad thing, because you know, he maybe he's just a freak of nature, right? And you know, probably 10 years down the line, maybe there'll be someone better, but for now, no one's better. I don't see anyone better. But yeah, y'all, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Y'all take care, and deuces, y'all.
So 12 seconds, 11, 10, Jordan to drive, hangs, fires, yes!